Learn more. God. Okay, sure. Like, hold on. I'm a little bit not on my A game. Okay. What is up? First, I have a question, and I want to throw it out there. um, is the word uh, recalibration making like a serious comeback? I think it's making a really big comeback. I hear it everywhere, all the time, and I have for some time now, and it always gets my attention. Um, so today is March 10th, 2019. I feel like I am in space right now. Oh my God. Um, my mom is out in the water somewhere on a ship. My dad went back east towards Nevada. um, and the world continues to spin. And I just have had this hankering, I guess, all day to read a little bit, pull a page, any page, out of my magic book, because I haven't opened that in a while, and see what it says, and give myself the experience of reading it aloud or trying to read it aloud while recording it, because that is an experience. Indeed. So this will be fun before bed. The power of magic. So let's see here. Wait, there's a card that slid in here. So I just opened to this page. Well, I slid this in earlier. I just didn't know what page I slid it into because I wanted to remember. It's a long story. It's Woman of Worlds, but this is page 80. It's page 80. Ancient Magic, Timing. Timing. Page 80. Wow, okay. I'm that person. It says wow all the time. Timing, okay. Talismans. Certainly magical in origin and intention, were made at keenly specified times and of the astrologically proper metals, and featured the glyphs and signs associated with the planets in question. Space. Apart from this, they had to be sanctified or consecrated with the proper rites. In comparatively recent times, the Order of the Golden Dawn, oh my God, the magical society active at the end of the last century, diligently researched the ceremonies considered proper, using colors, perfumes, the names of the gods of Egypt, Greece, Rome, and of Jewish and Christian spirits. I have a little bit of a cold, by the way, just note to self YouTube, so my voice is struggling a little bit right now. The researchers had to delve into a vast library of books and manuscripts, cluttered with instructions about times, places. This is happening right now. Instructions about times, places, circumstances, and actions. The most complex probably had to do with times. And these were so complicated that even the author of that most influential magical textbook, The Key of Solomon, the overseer. Try to simplify them. But first, there were other considerations. You must, for instance, decide which planet to use in your magical experiment. Uh-oh. This, at least, was relatively easy. Oh, well, good. Solomon, my God, if we accept for the moment that he was indeed the author of his key, gave a list. Naturally, you consulted Venus in cases of love, but also of friends, journeys, and pleasure. Mars in cases of war, but also of disharmony, death, and to obtain fortune in army affairs. Saturn helped you with building, business, property, fruit and vegetables, and gaining familiar spirits to speak to one in one sleep. I'm such a dork that I'm doing this, but it's just, I have to. This is insanity. Jupiter dealt with riches and physical health, the sun with money, Mercury with art and science. The discovery of a thief. Oh. Well, that about covers it. And eloquence. Wow. I should not be doing this live. This is so ridiculous. And the moon with travel, reconciliation, and messengers. There were, of course, many other possibilities. Now came the importance of the hours associated with the planets. You chose those governed by Saturn, Mars, or the moon to raise spirits. Those associated with Mercury for setting up practical jokes or detecting thieves. Mars hours were best to raise souls from the inferno, and Jupiter's were works of invisibility, love and well-being, and all unusual experiments. Why does it sound so romantic to me? I'm such a goof. Okay. The positions of the planets, and in astrology, the sun and the moon, are for convenience called planets. They must also be considered, which in the days before computers made planetary positions easily available took some doing. Timing, 80. I should not be doing this, because how can I don't even have a voice. How can I do this? How can I tie all this together in a way that wouldn't make my head just actually explode right now? And there's this diagram or graphic here, and Pantheon. It's described below it in italics, and it says, this ritual circle, designed by the 16th century scholar magician Reginald Scott, was specifically intended to bring about the enclosing of a spirit in crystal. The names written in the 5 circles at the top signify the 5 infernal kings, whose assistance was essential. Orlanta, Amor, Itrio, Mars, and Light Trauma. There's so much in these dexterity. I feel like everyone I know is in these pages, and I'm just still talking. This is so embarrassing. Stonehenge. Okay. 80 means a lot to me right now. Planets, space, sacred space, circles, recalibration, and that I guess what I just did, what I'm doing is really like the only thing I have left to say at this particular time in my life about meditation. Because at this particular moment, there's not much more. I don't want to say there's not much left that I can do, because that would imply that there's a lack of wealth of possibility of things to experience. And that's not true. I would say that there's not much more that I can do than just have an experience and have it be as ordinary or as paranormal as I feel it to be, and let myself experience it, and let it be witnessed in being experienced if it is, or if I so choose to let that happen, or let it be, just with me, myself, and I, and let it be as arbitrary as possible, because my new feeling about arbitrary is that it leads immediately to all the ways that nothing is really arbitrary. So pick up a book, read pages, fumble through them, and not be able to describe how that somehow ties so much together, because it does, and how I'm still really no better than I was yesterday at reading books aloud in front of my iPhone camera, and I don't need to be, and 80 in timing, and God. And I don't know, some things are really fun and crazy exciting, and some things are just what this was, and rich and kind of still and crazy exciting. Another day in the horse.